So, what we are about to see from the Trump administration is going to be likely the most corrupt thing we have seen to date in this administration. And what we are seeing happening is Donald Trump calling for an investigation, which, by the way, that's not his job. He does not direct the DOJ on who to investigate. But Pam Bondi has already responded, and they've appointed someone to investigate the Epstein files. And this is an attempt to circumvent the will of the people, because Congress, as he knows, is going to vote for the release of the Epstein files. He is circumventing the will of Congress, therefore he's circumventing the will of the people. The question is, will Republican members of Congress give him cover and not vote to release the files? That is a possibility, because if they vote to release the files and he goes through with this fake investigation, that will be the most corrupt thing he's ever done. They may try to protect him and not vote for it, but I don't think so. I think they're going to vote for it, and the investigation is going to be the excuse that, we can't release the files regardless of what Congress says. There's an open investigation. That is corruption on a level beyond anything we've seen in this administration. And the second piece of that was he's withdrawn his endorsement of Marjorie Taylor Greene. So obviously, not only will she be voting the way she wants to vote, which is to release the files, I think she's going to be talking to other members of the House and try to ensure that they vote to release those files like they have said they would in the past. If this happens the way this is playing out, then any hope the Republicans had for the midterms is just gone. It was probably already gone anyway. It's even more gone now. I think the question is going to shift from how many seats they lose to how bad they lose. Could they possibly even lose the Senate? Which is something that hasn't even been discussed. But based on what we've seen in elections, the election we just had and other special elections, based on the mood of the country and where the people of this country are right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Republicans lose the entire Congress, even though they shouldn't. And if that occurs, will Republicans have the gumption to impeach a lame duck Donald Trump? Republicans keep claiming that if we let the Democrats win, they're going to impeach Donald Trump. And I believe that to be true. I also believe it's terrible messaging by the Republicans, because the only thing that's going to do is get out the vote of the people they don't want voting. So I think that's a terrible strategy by Republicans, but I do believe it's true. And if he goes through with this investigation, which is completely fake, by the way, everyone knows it's fake. Everyone knows what it is. This will be by far the most corrupt thing he's ever done. It's completely defying the will of the people, just like on January 6th. Just like on January 6th. And I think he's going to pay for it, and I think the Republican Party is going to pay for it eventually. I think it's going to take a long time, but he's going to pay for it. Undoubtedly. It's just There's the one thing that Republicans won't sacrifice for Donald Trump is their jobs. And it's like they think they have time to repair the damage. They've seen the last election. They know what kind of trouble they're in. And they are fully aware of what they are facing. And as far as I'm concerned, people talk all the time. Every election cycle, we hear about the end of the Republican Party, the end of the Democratic Party. It's never the end. There is no end to these parties. But what can end is a lot of their platform and the way they present themselves and the things they pursue. This could mean a sea change in the Republican Party, likely back to more traditional Republican values, or it could mean an even further right Republican Party that is actually softer with its messaging. You can go a lot further right and have a softer message and don't appear so abrasive and actually be accepted by a lot of people on the far right. Personally, I think it would be likely back to more traditional values, more like Reagan Republicans. But I'm telling you, the Republican Party's in a lot of trouble. And the only reason the Democratic Party is not in a lot of trouble right now is because the Republicans are so bad. I mean, let's be honest. Democrats aren't exactly wowing anyone right now. They're just not. I think a big part of their very low approval ratings is the fact that Donald Trump runs over them. And it's the fact that they can't beat Donald Trump. I don't think it's their policy. I think it's the fact that Donald Trump runs circles around them. But what we are about to see in this country is going to be about as un-American as you can get. The way he's playing this is going directly against the will of the people. And he's doing it openly. And some will be convinced that it's fine, but it's not. It's not. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Really appreciate all my new followers and subscribers. Please like and share. Hope you guys have a great weekend.